I'm really excited about our show today. We're here in Florida, going to do a little bass fishing, but before we do, I'm going to go by and see a good friend of mine, Glenn Lau. And Glenn is putting together a new project experimenting with a super bass. Now, there's a lot of projects being piloted today in the name of conservation, and I don't get excited about too many of them. But Glenn Lau is one man that I know if he sets his mind to it, he's capable of putting it together. Glenn is producer of the movie Bigmouth. He spent about 18 months underneath the water producing what I feel like is probably the best bass movie ever produced. But Glenn has gotten involved in a lot of research with bass over the last probably 10 or 12 years, and he's developing a super strain of fish. And today we're going to go by and take a look at it and see what he's got going on. So I think it's going to be really exciting. You stay with me. I'm Hank Parker.
1, 2, 3, 4. The house needs painting, the grass needs mowing. Where's he at?
Hi, this is Hank. Sorry I missed your call. Leave me your name and your number and I'll get back to you.
He's gone fishing.
Hank Parker's Outdoor Magazine, featuring the only sportsman to ever win the BASS Triple Crown, the Bassmasters Classic, BASS Angler of the Year, and Super Bass 4.
I'm talking on this telephone, Angie, but this is your husband. If you remember what I look like, I hadn't been home in so long. But I'm standing on the stage here looking out at about 1,000 people at Super Bass, and I just won the tournament. Hey, Glenn.
Hank Parker.
How are you, buddy?
I've been expecting you.
Good to see you.
What brings you down here?
Good. I'm fascinated over the super bass.
Uh-huh.
Tell me about it. What is going on?
Perhaps maybe we can step over to the aquariums and I can show you a few of the bass that we've been growing over there. But it's a project to grow extremely large bass in short periods of time.
Well, I'm fascinated. I read somewhere that in 6 years you hope to have a 25-pound bass.
Not just one, several 25-pound bass, yeah. Yeah, and we're right on schedule. We're into the project now for this project for about 6 months, but actually I've been working on this since about 1965.
Is that, well, I know when I was here before that you had some bass that looked like 15, 16-pounders that you've been working on.
Yeah, they're all my friends.
Hey, I want to see them. You got
Take
them
a
over
look.
there? Hey, that's great. Well, that's fascinating. I can't believe it. 6 years, 25-pounders.
Well, it's been done before, you know, not by anyone in particular, but it has been done in the wild. Out in California, they've raised fish that are over 20 pounds.
1 pound.
At Lago Yoho and Lake Atitlan in Guatemala, they had fish down there that grew to, in 27 months, to over 18 pounds. Let me show you a few of them that we got in here. Okay, here's some of my friends here.
Hey, man. That is some trophies. Man, what do those fish weigh? 10, 12 pounds?
Yeah, in that range. Some of them are up in that size range. If you'll notice, they look different. Some have a different characteristic in the shape of their body. This one in front of us now has a real big, heavy body. That fish is exactly 2.5 years old and between 9 and 10 pounds.
That's unreal. I can't believe that. That's fascinating.
Now, the fish in here, these bigger ones that you see right in front of us, this particular one there, that long fish, that's what we're breeding for, is more in length. You cannot have extreme weight unless you have length. And most of the fish, genetically, the different lakes around here have fish that maybe grow to a maximum of 25, 26 inches in length. But there are a few lakes that I've been able to isolate that have fish that grow over 30 inches in length. And the other characteristic that I want in a fish is one that can tolerate extremely cold temperatures. So I go to the lakes that are in ponds that are very shallow, and they get cold in the winter, even get ice on them. Now, when I take a fish like from Silver Springs or from another lake where they have springs or further south down here, and I put them in here and we get cold weather in the wintertime, water temperature will get down to 40 degrees. What'll happen to these fish is a white mucus will come on them, and they'll die within probably 20 or 30 days.
They just cannot tolerate the cold weather.
They cannot tolerate the cold weather. So we're breeding for fish that can tolerate cold weather and also fish that have the length potential that's over 30 inches.
Well, looks to me like in order to get a fish to weigh 25 pounds, all you have to do is feed him more.
No, that isn't true. I thought that for years, and after I had found the male and female combination that produced the very aggressive cannibalistic fingerlings and the ones that would grow fast, one of the biggest problems I had is that they would die on me. And I found out then that you can overfeed them, and especially just prior to spawning. You feed them a lot, they get a big heavy roll of fat in their stomach, and then they develop their eggs are swelling up in there. It pushes up against their bladder, and they sink to the bottom, and within about 30 days they're dead. So it took me a while to learn that lesson. So you can't just cram the food in.
How do you feed them? Is it a controlled feeding, or how do you feed them?
Oh, just we feed them over something. You want to take a look? We can get some right over here.
It's time to feed now, huh?
Yeah,
All right.
we'll do it right now.
Gonna feed them shine?
I got some minnows right here. We'll take them over here. Step right up there.
They look ready.
I'll give you one of these minnows. And then put the tail in the water. Just dangle the tail.
You gonna take my finger?
No, he'll take it right out of your hand.
That is incredible.
They're ready.
That's the kind of strike I like to get on the surface lure.
Cannibalistic.
Oh, man.
Watch out. When you drop them, don't reach in there after them, or you probably come back without a finger.
I can tell you they're ready. Golly, don't he got all the way? That hurt.
Here, try slipping one down their head first. Just.
Yeah, this is where I'm gonna get hurt.
Huh? No, he won't.
See if I can get a grip on him. That's a job.
Got you all the way up to your ring, huh?
Boy, he soaked me. I mean, he soaked me. Oh, man, this is dangerous. Do you supply towels at feeding? Do you normally wear gargles and rain suit when you feed?
Watch this one right out here. Watch this right here. Isn't it pretty when they come straight up like that?
That is beautiful.
Oop.
And I'm totally fascinated. Now, is this where the whole operation takes place, Glenn?
No. This is actually, these are my pets. And I do some of the research here at our film studio. But most of the work that is done done at a hatchery out just north of here. And we can go up there if you'd like to.
I'd love to see the hatchery if that's okay.
We've got a little ways to go up north here. Well, I like your vehicle here.
How about
That's
that?
a dandy.
Man, it is nice. I really enjoy it.
Beautiful. You're color coordinated.
It really does add a lot.
We'll catch up with Hank and filmmaker Glenn Lau a little later. But next,
Just like that.
All right. All right. Hold still, boy. Hey, we're going to do a little bit of extended point fishing. You know, most of the time when you go fishing, you end up fishing the shoreline or the structure. Today, we're going to use our locators and fish out on this underwater structure. So stay with me. We're going to have some fun.
LCR 8000 from Humminbird, the liquid crystal recorder that makes charts obsolete. With features like totally automatic operation, total screen update, screen memory, and zoom and bottom lock with split screen viewing, the LCR 8000 does things charts can never do. Humminbird LCR 8000, the ultimate in fish finding technology.
There are 3 ways you can try moving closer to these fish. With a gas outboard, with a noisy electric, or with a quiet Minn Kota electric. To a fisherman, the choice is black and white. Minn Kota, the quiet power that catches fish.
Go for it with Ryobi. Tough, dependable reels for any kind of fishing. Ryobi. There's never been a better reason to go fishing.
Why do I use original fish formula? Simple. Fish formula contains an oil base that perfectly duplicates the natural visual discharge given off by shad, crayfish, and most everything game fish feed on. The scent and taste detractors in the formula stay on my lure and live bait longer and at greater depth. Original fish formula absolutely helps me catch more and bigger bass than any other species I fish for. I just don't go fishing without original fish formula. Nice fish. One-eye fish. One eye. You know, what we're doing really is just fishing the end of a point that is productive at a different time of the year. You know, earlier in the spring, you catch a lot of fish on points and up close. And then later in the summer, we fish what we call drop-offs or ledges. But really what we're doing when we're fishing these underwater bars or these ledges is just fishing the extenuation of that point to where it intersects with the creek channel. And that's basically what we have right here, just a long bar or a point. Now I caught fish here a lot of times in February, March, and April right up on the shore. And then as the year progresses, the water temperature gets warmer, the sun gets brighter, the fish just move on the outside and they just keep moving out on the point. And that's one reason why I selected a crankbait to fish it, because you never know exactly where they're going to be, and you can start on the inside and just keep working your way out until you get too deep to make contact with the bottom with the crankbait, and then you can go to a worm or a jigging spoon or whatever is a normal deep water lure. One of them 60-yard casts, always fun to hook one out there at the very end of your cast. All right, ooh, look out, mama. That's one thing about a big crankbait too, you know, all right. You fish it all day, sooner or later you're gonna get a good fish. Get a good fish on. I've run that line all day long over that rock and everything else. Come on, foul hook, mama. Just lay there until I get you. Boy, a fish that's foul hook feels like it's bigger than it is. This wind makes it tough. Come up here, sugar. All right. All right. Play dead. All right. Boy, that's a healthy fish, I'll tell you. Oh, man. Pretty fish. I love it. That's a quality fish. Now, I'd like to get in a school of those, and I have done that before where you just catch like 5 or 6, and we may do it here, I don't know. You catch 5 or 6 that size, just bam, bam, bam. Beautiful fish. I don't know what that fish will weigh. Ah, go back. Don't tell your brothers. Love it. Woo. Feller. That's the same point. I just turned the boat around and started bringing the worm uphill where I caught the other 2 on crankbait. I feel like in this wind it's tough to make a presentation with that worm into the point. You just about have to face the wind. About the only way you can detect a strike. I really feel like it'd be more productive if I could keep the boat on the outside and throw in, but there's just no way to do it in this kind of wind. But I think there's a pretty good number of fish there. Really where those fish are holding is kind of at the end where this point comes out and where it actually does intersect with the creek channel. And that's a good place to find the fish. It doesn't always hold true that that's where they're going to be, but that's kind of the primary place or the pole position for them to be located. A lot of times people will just check those areas, and if the fish aren't on the end of the points, right on the drop, then they'll leave it. And you'll find that a lot of times the fish are up on the point, but in this case they are holding right at the edge, right at the drop. Come up here, you little feller. I saw him on the depth finder. Dropped that spoon down there and jigged it about 3 or 4 times, and there he is. Catching a fish on a jigging spoon watching your locator is about like having your top water bait ready for schooling fish. You got to watch that locator. Anytime you're fishing deep water structure, fishing these points, watch that locator because it'll show you the fish. And have that spoon ready to drop it down. It looks like I'm getting a hit on that worm. I set that worm down to pick up that spoon. I don't know if the wind was just blowing that or if a fish hit it. When you're fishing these extended points like this, the way that I like to do it is just start on the inside and take that crankbait and work your way out. That gives you the liberty of fishing it pretty fast and covering a lot of water. And then when I get to the end of it, I'll take a worm or whatever bait, a jigging spoon, and fish the end. But remember, if you're using the worm, always have that jigging spoon ready and watching your flasher. You never know when that school of fish will be under your boat, and just drop that jigging spoon down there. You can really capitalize quick. You're an authority on all the different lakes with all you have here. What have you got here, 7 or 8 different lakes?
Yeah, we've got 8 lakes now, and we're in the process of building, we'll have a total of 21 by the first of the year.
Next, we'll join Hank for a first-hand look at Glenn Lau's hatchery for his super bass.
That were brought in.
All for the experiment with the grass carp.
Yep.
Well, I guess the grass carp's over with, isn't it? You know, every once in a while there comes a product that has a real practical benefit to the fisherman. And I'm proud to say that Quick Kick's that kind of a product. No bells or whistles, Quick Kick is just the most innovative improvement to the troll motor since the foot pedal itself. Quick Kick, when attached to your foot pedal, secures the pedal in place. This will allow you to travel at high speeds in rough water without fear of damage to your boat or your trolling motor. Yet, at the same time, pivot from side to side with just a simple kick of the foot. This will allow you to position your pedal without bending over and using your hands. And best of all, Quick Kick is available for any size troll motor and all types of boats, from aluminum to fiberglass.
When ordering, be sure to specify the model of your trolling motor. Call toll-free or send $22.95 plus $4 shipping to Hank Parker's Quick Kick, Denver, North Carolina.
Quick Kick will give you more time for the important things.
You're looking at the high-technology laser system Berkley uses to make trilene fishing line. The line that's stronger than the rest. The line Jack Chancellor fished to win the Bassmaster Classic. Mike Folkstead used to win the U.S. Open. The line that set over 1,000 world records in the past 2 years. And the line that guarantees satisfaction or your money back. Fish Trilene. Berkley Trilene. America's extra strong premium monofilament.
It's hard to believe a line that thin can be so strong.
When I'm out here on the lake, all the sun that I can take, and the warm wind blowing by me, think I'll stay. My bass boat's like a song, she's playing down and running strong, riding in a Ranger all the way.
Here's Hank's tip of the week.
You know, a crankbait's probably one of the most popular baits on the market today. A lot of times when you buy a crankbait and you take it out of the box, it doesn't run true. So what you need to do is tune that bait where it'll run perfectly straight. You know, if you're fishing deep water or you're using a technique to get that bait down deep and it's running off to the right or the left, it won't go as deep as it would if it were running perfectly straight. And the way I tune a bait is with a pocket knife. One of the most popular ways is to tune it by bending the eyelet. But I find when I do that, it tends to get out of tune just about as easy as it stays in tune. So I think it's easier if you have a bait and you tie it on and it's running off to the left, take a pocket knife and just shave the bait on the right side. Face the crankbait toward you and just take your pocket knife and just shave a little bit off the bill on the opposite side from the way the bait is running. And cast back out and gradually do it. Don't take the crankbait up and take a lot of the lip off, because then you'll have to shave the other side and pretty soon you're fishing with a crankbait with no lip. But just take a little bit off the side and cast it and continue to work with it until you get it perfectly straight, and then you won't have to tune it again, probably ever.
If you'd like a copy of some of Hank's tips, drop him a line. Write Hank Parker's Outdoor Magazine, Denver, North Carolina, 28037.
All from experimenting with the grass carp.
Yep.
Well, I guess the grass carp's over with, isn't it?
We now have one of the first grass carp permits given here in the state of Florida, and it's a natural way of controlling weeds as opposed to chemicals. And I feel anytime you can do it naturally, it's so much better, you know.
Right.
Here they're pulling a seine right now. This particular pond has our big males in. We've got males that are up to 10 pounds in size, but there's about a dozen in here that would average out at about 7 or 8 pounds.
Is that right?
Yeah, and it also has some small fish and tilapia. You're familiar with tilapia.
Sure.
You've seen tilapia. We feel that that's one of the favorite fish for bass, and all the reports that have come in to the game department and other people who've done studies, wherever you have tilapia as a forage fish, the bass seem to do very, very well.
Well, now, is that all you feed the super bass, is tilapia? Or?
No, there's goldfish, shiners, tilapia, fathead minnows. We have the grass carp. That's mainly for cleaning out the ponds, but those are the main species of fish that we have for forage fishing. There's the reason that this particular area is so good, is because of the water that's over there.
You control the water quality by...
All of these ponds are completely self-contained. By that I mean we pump the water in and we pump the water out, so there's no influent that can come out.
Well water?
It's well water, and it's of the very best quality. Hardness is perfect, the clarity is right, pH factors are right, and that's so important. There are some hatcheries that have been started where the water's no good, and basically the product's no good either.
So what we've got here, with growing the super bass, starting off with the fingerling, it's really complex. It's not just a little simple procedure of getting some fish and putting them in an aquarium and feeding them. You've genetically taken the longer fish and the fish from the different species. You've taken the fish from the extreme part of the southern part of the state. You've introduced them slowly and surely to warmer and cooler climates.
That's right.
And so you've taken all the best and kind of getting it all lined up together, controlling the lakes with the right forage fish. We're going to raise 25-pound bass.
That's right. In 5.5 years, we'll have some 25-pound bass.
Oh,
and I want to invite you back.
That's what I want.
And we can take a picture of you holding that big fish.
That's what I want.
It'll be about 33 inches long, weigh about 25 pounds, be about that big around with a mouth about that big.
Can I cast and catch him? Or Glenn, I really appreciate the guided tour. It's been educational. I have thoroughly enjoyed it.
I hope to fish with you one of these days. Can we do it soon?
Real soon, I hope.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good. Take care. Let's go out this way.
Okay, Doc.
If you'd like to know more about Glenn Lau and his work with super bass, you can write World Record Bass, care of Hank Parker's Outdoor Magazine, Denver, North Carolina.
Why do I use original fish formula? Simple. Fish formula contains an oil base that perfectly duplicates the natural visual discharge given off by shad, crayfish, and most everything game fish feed on. The scent and taste attractors in the formula stay on my lure and live bait longer and at greater depth. Original fish formula absolutely helps me catch more and bigger bass than any other species I fish for. I just don't go fishing without original fish formula.
Berkley makes a rod so sensitive you can feel a feather drop on the tip. It's called the Berkley Bionics, biomedically engineered to be the lightest, most sensitive graphite you've ever fished. Berkley scientists have taken you apart muscle by muscle, cast by cast, to build a rod that significantly reduces wrist and forearm fatigue. A 100% high-energy graphite that casts like the wind. A rod that makes every strike register as a solid jolt. And a rod that can make you a better fisherman. Berkley Bionics, the best performing graphite rod you've ever fished, or your money back.
Legend has it the color setting new standards for small outboard performance is black. Mercury Phantom Black. Fast, one pull starting. Smooth, fuel-efficient power. Super slow, super quiet trolling. Features that make your fishing and boating a fun-filled, hassle-free experience. Head out with a legend. Head out with Phantom Black. Mercury Outboards. Put the legend behind you.
Hank Parker's Outdoor Magazine is looking for kids. America's missing and exploited kids. If you believe you have information that could lead to the location and recovery of one of these missing children, please help. Call the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. 1-800-843-LOST. Let's find America's kids.
I hope you enjoyed our show today. This was really a special show for me. I think anytime you can work in the field of conservation, it means a lot. And today, with what we saw here that Glenn's got going on, it not only replenishes our resource, but gives us an opportunity to stock some really quality fish. Really exciting. I really appreciate you being with me. God bless you. I'm Hank Parker.
Hank Parker's Outdoor Magazine, sponsored by 100% high-energy graphite rods from Berkley Bionics. Fish formula, we fool Mother Nature. Humminbird depth sounders. Mercury Outboards, put the legend behind you. Minn Kota, quiet power catches fish. Ranger boats, we still build them one at a time. Ryobi, there's never been a better reason to go fishing. And Trilene, extra strong.
The house needs painting, the grass needs mowing. Where's he at?
Hank, this is Tom. You told me to call you when they're biting. They're biting.
Gone fishing.